Pollster deflates Dems' hope that January 6th hearing will persuade voters. He said that it's not doing the damage to the Republican Party that the Dems wanted. And that's because everyone know that this is a charade. People trespassed, and bare minimum. I mean, well, really, the maximum they should get is a misdemeanor, really, with a trespass in charge. But they keep pushing this because that's all they got. They can't go off of policies because people are fed up with their stupid policies. People are fed up with the economy, and that's stuff that really matters. And they can't speak on that stuff, so that's why they're pushing this January 6th stuff. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my merch store. And there's a link to my mental health coaching and consultation page. All right, let's talk about this news. Pollster Frank Luntz predicted Sunday the highly publicized January 6th hearing will not help Democrats improve their standing with voters ahead of the 2020 midterm elections. So let's talk about what Luntz said. Luntz explained on Fox News Media Buzz why Democrats would not benefit from the hearing. First, voters are not being persuaded to support Democrats because of the one-sided nature of the hearings. The House January 6th committee, in fact, has not called a single witness who counters the committee's narrative to testify publicly. The committee has not a single member who supports former President Donald Trump. And you would think you would hear from both sides, but they're not really doing that. Well, quote, you should have a counter testimony. You should have had people challenging those witnesses, Luntz said. But the conclusion that some people have come to is that this is simply the third attempt to impeach Donald Trump. And that's true. That's exactly what this is. That's all this is. They don't want Trump to run for re-election because they know that he's going to win. So this is their way of trying to prevent him from doing that. Second, voters simply care about more important issues. That's what I alluded to earlier. Quote, make no mistake, this will have an impact on Trump's candidacy should he run, Luntz said. But also make no mistake, voters care much more about crime, immigration, and of course, inflation. This has simply not risen to the importance of the Democrats thought it, to the importance that the Democrats thought it would, and it's not going to damage the Republican Party that the Democrats thought it would, he declared. People don't care about January 6th. Again, the only people that care about January 6th are these is the politicians, and then you got a couple Republicans like Liz Cheney, and from all the polls that I've seen, she's going to get the boot anyway, so she's not going to be in government too much longer because of her anti-conservatism, and she could try to pass herself off as a conservative, but we all know that what she really is. We all know that she's really a liberal posing as a conservative. She's a rhino. But another reason the hearings are not hurting the Republican Party, according to Luntz, is because Trump doesn't wield the same level of influence he once did. I'm not necessarily sure that's true. I don't think that's true. Because you can look at who's running, who he's supporting, and the people that he's supporting in local governments are winning. They're crushing the competition. But quote, he's no longer the controller. He's no longer the emperor. He doesn't have that much control. But like I say, Luntz explained, but I don't really agree with that. He goes on to say, and that's why these opinions aren't changing, and that's why these hearings aren't having an impact the Democrats thought it would. And a recent analysis by the Brookings Institute discovered that most Republican candidates running for election this year are not discussing January 6th, and they're not talking about the 2020 presidential election. While Democrats focus on January 6th, gun control, and abortion, Republicans are focusing their campaign messaging on issues that voters care about, like inflation, border, security and crime, and now people are worried about the recession, which I think is going to happen too, and all these are going to have ramifications come the midterms, and y'all hear me talk about the red wave, the red tsunami that's coming. I still believe that's coming, but we'll see. But let me know what you think. Leave comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace. Oh,